standard science class. I am Niranjan, first period separation of substances. Try to understand the name of the topic, separation of substances. We are going to discuss about different types of separation, of substances. Dear children, if we need to separate, that is must be in the mixture, isn't it? Yes. What is mixture or define mixture? The definition is on the board. Please observe. When two or more than two substances are mixed together in any ratio, then it is called a mixture. What is mixture? Two or more than two substances mixed together in a different ratios. In a different quantities. Okay, that is we called as mixture. For example, we are tasting a tea every day. Morning, evening, tea or coffee. The tea, the preparation of tea, necessary ingredients are milk, water, tea leaves or tea powder and sugar. See, these are all the ingredients. The mixture of these ingredients is tea, isn't it? This tea is separated. Are we tasting a tea as it is? No. After the boiling, end of the process, we are separating tea and also the liquid as well as solid particles by the help of strainer. Okay, the strainer is a kind of sieve. It helps to separate the solid and also liquid. Okay, dear children, see, this is the separation. And also, for example, while we picking the mangoes in a garden, mangoes, pomegranate and also guava. So, the mixture of guava, pomegranate, mangoes, if we need to, if we wish to taste a mango, we are separating mangoes. First, we are picking the mango from the basket. That is the separation. A mother and a father, if they intimated to separate the items while we are purchasing in a grocery shop, so soap, okay, and also other ingredients which are necessary to prepare a tiffin, dinner, whatever it may be. See, after purchasing ingredients, after purchasing items, we are separating. That is what separation. There is a process. And also, the grain is separated. The grain is separated from the stalk. Grain is separated from the stalks while harvesting. That is also separation. Okay. Without separation, it's highly impossible to use. Okay, dear children. Yes. And also, you are tasting a poha every day. Poha. While we are tasting a poha, we are separating the chili because those chilies are very spicy. So that's why we are separating a chili from one part of the plate. Okay, is it, dear children? Is it right? Yes, this is the separation. And also ginning. Yes, we are very well about to know the definition of ginning in the topic fiber to fabric. The separation of cotton from seed. This is we called as ginning. If you separate the cotton and also seed, it's possible to prepare a fabric, isn't it? By the mixture of seed and also cotton, it's highly impossible. That's why, so we are involving the separation method. Dear children, this separation takes place in very different types of methods. Different types of methods. And there is a question: why do we need separate? Why do we need to separate the mixture? Separate the substances. Yes, there is a proper reason, valid reason. Observe here, why mixtures need to be separated. Observe here, the first valid reason is to remove undesirable substances. Undesirable substances. For example, in a pocket of rice, there are stones as well as rice. Shall we use as it is? No. Undesirable substances is nothing but stone. It's not necessary to use stones. It's highly impossible to digest. That's why we need to separate stones, wastages as well as rice. The wastages we are going to throw in a dustbin, and used thing is nothing but rice. The rice we are take caring rice we are placed in some of the places, isn't it? The valid reason is why do we need to separate a substances? The first reason is you should know the reasons why should we need to separate: to remove undesirable substances. See, the stones, it's not no use. That's why we need to remove the undesirable substances. This is only one example. There are many examples. Second valid reason is to get desirable substances. To get desirable substances, opposite of this one. Okay, yes. The third valid reason is to obtain highly pure substances. To obtain highly pure substances. These three are very valid reason and also important reasons. For what? Which question? Why mixtures need to be separated? Okay, dear children, there are many methods. We will discuss one by one. Here is a list of methods of separation: hand picking, threshing, winnowing, sieving, sedimentation, decantation, filtration, evaporation, condensation. Please, all of you repeat after me. Please, all of you repeat, pronounce all of you. Hand picking, threshing, winnowing, sieving, sedimentation, decantation, filtration, evaporation, condensation. Dear children, these are all the methods of separation. Methods of separation, I mean methods of separation of substances or components. In this lesson, we are going to discuss about one by one. Okay, the first one is hand picking. Dear children, please all of you listen carefully. You should know the name of the separation. Okay, you should know the name, hand picking. Which are the methods we are going to use to separate the components or separate the substances? Hand picking. Could you give me one example of separation of substances? Hand picking. Otherwise, you may write evaporation. Otherwise, condensation. Could you give me 4 examples of separation of substances? Hand picking, sieving, condensation, decantation. Write a name of substances. Question arises like this. Write a name of substances. Write a methods of separation. Yes, which are the methods of separation? These are all the methods of separation. Okay. Question arises in different way. Okay, dear children. Okay, we will discuss about first one, hand picking. One single method is not suitable to separate a substances. Point to be noted. One single method is not suitable to separate a substance. That's why there are number of methods just you have seen on the board. Sieving, decantation, filtration, evaporation. There are many methods because it's highly impossible to use one method to separate all different variety of substances. Okay, dear children. So that's why we are making a different methods. The first one is hand picking. What is hand picking or define hand picking? Dear children, here is a definition. All of you save in your mind. Hand picking is a method. Hand picking is a method of separating easily identifiable materials from a mixture by hand. Once again, hand picking is a method of separating easily identifiable materials from a mixture by hand is called hand picking. Very important word in the given definition. Identifiable. What is the meaning of identifiable? I would like to ask a question. See, what about the mixture of salt and also sand? Does it possible to bifurcate? Does it possible to separate sand and also salt by hand picking? By hand picking, does it possible? No. Salt and also sand, it's a highly mixture of salt and also sand. It's highly impossible to bifurcate, highly impossible to separate the given substances. So that's why there is a specific word in a given sentence, given definition, identifiable. I would like to give you examples. Okay, identifiable is the thing, but for example, mixture of guava, apple, ananas, pomegranate. It's a easy to bifurcate, easy to separate these substances in each group. Okay, the first group is guava, second group is pomegranate, third group is ananas, and fourth group is another fruit. It's very easy. So we can able to identify, yes, this is guava, this is ananas, this is pomegranate, this is apple. Isn't it? It is possible. If it is possible to identify, so it is possible, it follows the, we can easily use the method of hand picking. Hand picking is the thing, but by our hand. So we need to take a process by our hand. So take a take a substances, place in somewhere. Take a substances, place in somewhere. Dear children, observe one more sentence on the board. Slightly large, but not very large. Slightly large, but not very large. If very large, there is another process. Okay, slightly large, ananas, apple. It's a slightly large. But what about salt? What about salt particles? That is very small. Observe here, slightly large. It must be a component. The substance must be identifiable. I hope it's clear. Okay, dear children, the hand picking, the process hand picking is not suitable for all process. All substances. This process is not suitable for all substances. It is suitable in particular substances. Which type of substances? That is what? Which substance is possible to identify? Okay, yes. Examples. The examples of hand picking. While you are visited a big bazaar, there are number of different shirts mixed in a group. Small shirt, big shirt. Okay, you are going to choose a particular shirt, convenient shirt. Small shirt, big shirt. That is the hand picking method. Okay, and in the time of market visiting, see, market visiting, tomato, small size tomato, big size tomato. Isn't it? Before going to two groups, vegetable vendor, they brought mixture of small tomato and also big size tomato. After he reached the place, he has bifurcated. Small size tomato is one rate, one particular rate. Big size tomato is another rate. And separating the fishes in a fish center. Have you ever observed videos? See, in the Mangaluru, and also other places, very important places. They are separating the fishes, small size fish, average size fish, and also big size fish. Isn't it? They haven't mixed bigger size fish, smaller size fish. Isn't it? That is what separation. This process is happened by hand picking. Is it, dear children? And also, fruits purchases. In the time of fruits purchases, like a tomato. See, the different sizes of fruits. The fruit seller, he made a group. Small size fruits, big size fruits, by help of hand picking. I think you have observed these type of situations. Okay, these type of instances. After harvesting, for example, not all situation, in some of the situation. So this is the very important method. It is very convenient method. Okay, not all substances, but it is convenient method for particular substances, identifiable substances. All of you please learn a definition of hand picking. Okay, dear children, and pause the video and read a definition once or twice or thrice. It's not a problem. Okay, the process of preparing a rice. Before going to prepare a rice, your mummy is hand picking. Your mummy is used the method of hand picking because the rice item, the pocket of rice item has included the waste materials. Stones, dust particles, isn't it? And also rice. So your mummy is picking dust particles and also stone to throw somewhere. This is hand picking. This process is hand picking. And preparing poha. Before going to prepare a poha, we need to wash by help of hand picking. Okay, this is the best way to separate these substances. To get a, just we have discussed before, what is the main important reason to get a desirable substances. Desirable means very necessary substances. Which is the very necessary substances in a, while we are preparing a poha? The poha is very necessary substance, but waste material that is not necessary. So waste material we need to throw somewhere. So your mummy is using the method hand picking daily. Okay, dear children, and also some of the children are playing on the ground with the stones, different sizes of stones. They are thinking, shall I take? They are made a group, different types of group, different sizes of groups, small stones and also big size, small size, average size. This is all about the method of hand picking. Okay, we will discuss about one more important method, that is what? Threshing. Now we know the meaning or what is the process of threshing. Dear children, the threshing is the second method of separating the substances or separating the components. What is threshing? Dear children, observe a definition. The process or operation of separating the grains from the plant or stalks is called threshing. The threshing is one of the method or one of the process. What does happen in the given process? The separating the grains from the stalks. Grain from the stalks are plants. This is the process of threshing. What is the meaning of stalks? The stalks is nothing but the seed is covered by a particular layer. That is we call as stalk. Okay. This process is happened after a harvesting. After a harvesting, the given process, which is threshing, is going on. Dear children, see, after the process of, I think you have observed a bundle of wheat. Okay, paddy. The bundle of wheat or paddy, they are laying on the fields. And these paddy or wheat is dried by the help of the sun rays before separation of the seed. See, after the dried paddy or dried wheat, the person who is the farmer is busy, is engaging in the process of threshing. How does it occur? Yes, it occurs by the help of what happens in the threshing. Dear children, the beating, the farmer is beating to free the grain seeds. Okay, the stalks are beaten to free the grain seeds to the floor. Finally, all seeds will out of the stalks. Then he is continuing the process, and finally he will get the wanted products. I mean, a very pure product. Dear children, here is a question: why should we use method threshing? I think you have a question. Just you recall a first definition, hand picking definition. In the hand picking, what happens? That in the hand picking, the materials are slightly bigger, not more bigger, slightly bigger. But in the part of threshing, bundle of paddy, okay, bundle of wheat, does it very small particles? Does it possible to hand pick? It's 1,000 million of seeds. Does it possible to hand pick? It's highly impossible to hand pick. That's why the threshing is very convenient. Okay, the given process is used after the harvesting. And second question: how does one separate the grain seeds from the stalks? Just I have explained, by beaten. And also in the present situation, the farmer is using machines, not bullock carts, machines. In the olden days, I mean the 40 years ago, 20 years ago, the farmer was used bullocks and also by beating. So nowadays they are using the machines, very huge machines. Okay, dear children, this is all about the small information about hand picking and also threshing. In the next video, we will discuss about rest of the methods. Dear children, the hand picking is happened. The material is identifiable. Okay, material is identifiable. Hand picking is better. Material is not identifiable. So the threshing and other methods are there. Let us discuss the threshing. Threshing is better for after harvesting. Okay, dear children. Observe the screen. You will get a question. How can you separate grains from stalk? Just we have discussed by threshing. By the help of threshing method, we can separate the seed from the stalk. Okay, dear children. One more question. How will you separate mango from a mixture of mango and apple? In the basket, mango and apple are present. How do you separate? By are you using hand picking or threshing? Which method is convenient? Yes, the answer is by hand picking or by picking. It is very convenient method because you know the reason. Because those items are identifiable. Okay, dear children. Next question. Name the method used to separate the pieces of stones from grains. Which method is suitable? Yes, that is what? Hand picking. Just you may listen. Preparation of rice. The rice is one type of grain. So in the grain there are number of stones, isn't it? So the hand picking is better. Okay, dear children. Yes. One more question. Name any 4 methods of separation. Yes, you may write. See, here are number of methods. You may write any 4 as your wish. Okay, dear children. Yes. This is all about today's class. Separation of substances, first period. In the next period, we will discuss more methods of separation of substances. Have a nice day. Thank you.